everyone, so today I have a little bit of a throwback video for you. I haven't really done one of these in at least 2, maybe even 3 years. Have I been on YouTube for that long? Not sure. Either way, it's been a very long time, so I thought I would do an Empties video for you, and I've kind of been inspired by Chelsea from Chelsea Wears to do these. She is hilarious. Go and check out her channel if you haven't already. And yeah, I've got a bag of stuff that has been lurking under my bed for quite a while. Not really sure what's in here, although this is one of the stranger beauty videos that tend to go around just hoarding rubbish and then showing it to you. I find it really interesting because you can talk about products that you like, favourites and things, but I think the true test of a product is when you've completely used it up and you can tell if you love it or if you really won't bother buying it again. Let's see what is in this bag. First of all, I have a shampoo and conditioner. This is from L'Oreal. This is their Riche No Sulphates Nourishing Care System. Nourishing and Taming Shampoo and Conditioner. That is probably the longest name in beauty product history. This is probably the 2nd or 3rd time I've used these up, and I just think they're an absolute saviour for dry, damaged, bleached, dyed hair, all that kind of lovely stuff. If you have quite dry and brittle hair, these just put so much moisture back into it, really rehydrate it and keep it very nourished and very soft feeling. I usually try to keep stocked up on these, so I do have a couple in my beauty cupboard that I think I've already started using again. The one thing I have noticed though since I've repurchased these is that they've changed the packaging, the name. I'm not sure if it's the formula, hopefully not, because I just hate it. There's nothing worse than when a brand does a really great product and then completely changes the formula, so fingers crossed hopefully these are still the same. Okay, next I have a soap. This is the Dr. Bronner's Magic Soap. This is in the citrus flavour. They do so many different kinds of scents and flavours of these, and I actually use this to wash my brushes. I've completely run out of it now, and again I think I've had 2 or 3 of these. I always try to go for a different scent each time, so I started off with the, I think it's the baby soap, which is just a very mild, very fragrance-free scent, which is actually brilliant for washing brushes because you can't smell it on there after you've used it. This one though is the citrus version. Really nice, really fresh scent. I wouldn't really use this for anything other than washing my brushes, just because it's got a very strange texture. It gets off any makeup, any dirt in your brushes so well. It really cleans them beautifully, but I don't really like it as a hand wash. It feels a bit soapy. That's a very silly thing to say because it is a soap, but it definitely makes your hands feel slightly drier than they would do if you were using a more moisturising hand soap. Brilliant for brushes though, and I will keep going back to this. It's just so good. I actually have bought one since using this one up again, and I think it was the peppermint version I went for, some kind of mint in the blue bottle, so that will be interesting to use. Okay, this one might have leaked in the bottle, so that's just lovely, but the next thing I have is the Bourjois. I never really know what the name of this is. Magic nail polish remover, that makes sense. This is the one in the little tub. This is actually the hands and feet version, so as well as the little sponge that you have to kind of put your finger in, you also have this little thing on the lid as well that you can kind of go around on your toes, which is a really genius invention because I did once try to stick my toe in one of these and it didn't work. This is probably my 4th or 5th bottle of the stuff. I think I really go through it quite quickly, and it is dependent really on the sort of nail polishes you wear. So if you tend to go for more nude options, not very bright colours, then it will last you a lot longer because the sponge actually gets quite stained with the colours you're taking off. So if you are a red nail polish lover, it's not really going to last you that long. Also, if you're a big fan of glitters, it can kind of make the sponge go a bit strange and kind of wear it down a lot quicker, so depending on what you're wearing it may not last as long, but I will keep buying this. I absolutely love it. There is just nothing equal to it. It takes off my nail polish in one swipe and there's nothing else that's ever done it before, so I will keep buying this one. Okay, a couple of skincare bits that I have in here. Most of these are cleansers because I seem to go through cleansing products a lot quicker, and the first one is the Nivea Sensitive 3-in-1 Micellar Cleansing Water. I mentioned this in my last video, actually, my skincare routine video. It's just a really brilliant micellar water, especially for the price that it is. This I think is less than £3. I think it's half price at the moment. I remember seeing that somewhere, so you can get this for £1.50 at the moment, which is just an amazing price. So as to how it compares to the big one, to Bioderma, I think it is just as good, and for a fraction of the price you really can't go wrong. It dissolves away makeup so nicely. There's no dragging or pulling across your eyes with this, and it just works really well. It gets rid of waterproof makeup as well. I've noticed it's really good for that, so I will just continue buying this until something better comes along. This is my 2nd bottle, or this was my 1st bottle. I'm on to my 2nd bottle now, so really like this one. And then another cleanser that I've used up, I actually forgot this was in here, this was used up a long time ago, is the Oskia Renaissance Cleansing Gel. Again, another one that I mentioned in my last video. Still a constant product in my skincare routine. I absolutely love it. I think it's one of the best cleansers I've ever come across. It has all the benefits of a balm cleanser in terms of melting away your makeup really nicely and just feeling very nourishing and very refreshing on your skin, but in a pump. I'm still so so amazed by that. It's such an easy, convenient to use product. I particularly like this one for melting away eye makeup. I think it breaks down mascara really, really nicely. It's quite a comfortable product to use on your eyes. It doesn't have any overwhelming scents to it either, so it doesn't sting them. Susie actually says this one smells like Turkish Delight to her. I really don't get that at all. It doesn't really smell of anything to me. It just smells quite fresh, quite nice, but I love this. I've already bought another one. That one is probably on its way out. The one bad thing about this actually is that you can't tell how much you have. There is just no way of knowing. It just tends to stop, and you know, you have to go through the process of buying a whole new one, which is quite traumatic, but really like this and I will keep on using it. Another skincare product that I go through quite a lot, and one that I've mentioned so many times, is the Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream. I won't bore you by talking about this one again, but it's just such a brilliant moisturiser for pretty much all skin types. When I'm oily, I can use this. Really helps with drier patches. It's brilliant underneath makeup, and it's just an all-round good one. I think this is my fourth bottle now, and I have another one on the go already, so really love this. Okay, on to makeup, which seems to have sunk all to the bottom, and I have so many mascaras in here. Mascara is probably the one thing I go through quite quickly. I don't tend to use much makeup up just because I have quite a lot of it, so it takes a lot of time to go through it all, but mascara I do go through quickly. Okay, let's go from oldest to newest. This one I used up a long time ago. This shows you how long I've been keeping empty products underneath my bed for, but this is the Makeup Forever Smoky Lash. I forgot actually how much I love this mascara until I just pulled it out now. It really is a brilliant one. I didn't like it when I first used it, but I find the key to this one is just letting it dry out for a bit, leaving it for a few weeks or so, and then the more you seem to use it, the better it gets. It's so thickening, so dark and black. It probably is the blackest formula I've ever come across, and I really like that from a mascara. And the brush is just a really nice one. It really clings onto every little lash, really defines them, gets a nice amount of product on there but doesn't clump them all together, so I love this. Obviously it's a lot harder to get hold of now. I did actually see something on Instagram about Makeup Forever coming to the UK. Finally, it's about time. I think they're going to be stocked in Debenhams, so that is incredibly exciting. If that is true, or if you know any more about it, please let me know, because that would be the best thing ever. But yeah, amazing mascara for volume, really love it, would purchase if I actually could. And then the next one I have is from L'Oreal. This is Miss Manga. I haven't actually used this for a long time, but it is probably my all-time favourite mascara considering the price and how well it works. It's quite similar actually to the Makeup Forever mascara in that it's very volumizing, very, very thickening, but it still defines your lashes really nicely. So this I love. I need to buy a new one actually because it's been a while since I used it, but it's got a really interesting brush as well. The end is quite small and it tapers out to be quite large, so you can really get into all the little inner corner lashes and then really flick out the outer corner ones. So I really, really like this. I just think it's the best mascara ever. I've raved about it enough, you probably all know by now. And then the last mascara I have is one that I actually finished up very recently. It was only a few days ago that this ran out, and it was a very sad moment because it is another really good one. This is Benefit's Roller Lash. First of all, I just have to say, I've decided now that I really don't like this packaging. I think it looks quite nice, but the top here, which is the actual lid of the mascara, is made out of this really strange plastic, and it just attracts so much dirt. There's blue tack on here, there's unknown makeup stains, really, really not nice. But apart from that, I think it is a brilliant mascara. It's got a really interesting wand actually. It's a plastic bristle brush with kind of very sharp little toothy bits on it, which really comb through the lashes nicely, but gives a really great amount of volume actually. You wouldn't think this was a volumizing mascara looking at the wand, and a few people have said that it didn't work in terms of volume for them, but for me this is a really, really great one for volume. Not so much for length, but then I think my lashes tend to be quite long anyway, so there's not really much that I can do in that department, but I think it's just a really nice all-round kind of separating, defining, very fluttery looking mascara. I always have quite a few mascaras on hand to go through, but I think once those run out I will be repurchasing this one because it's just a really great all-rounder. Okay, I have two last bits in here. There was definitely a lot more sitting in this little bag than I thought there was. These are both face products, and the first one actually I am really excited about. I don't think I've ever featured one of these in an Empties video before, and it's a foundation. I've actually finished up a foundation. Round of applause for me. So this is the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation. It doesn't look empty, and that's what deceived me, but I actually went to pump this out one day and nothing came out at all, so it's definitely empty. You can hear the little balls rattling around inside, and this I think has to be one of my all-time favourite foundations. I haven't used it for a really long time actually because I haven't got around to repurchasing it, but I do remember now that it is just such a nice one. It's really, really thin, but it manages to give a great amount of coverage, and it just has such a nice glow to it. It's not as kind of moisturising and dewy looking as something like the Bourjois Healthy Mix Foundation, which is actually what I'm wearing today, but it just looks really fresh and very radiant, but it doesn't feel sticky. So it's a nice one for kind of more oily combination skin types, but it still works for me as a dry skin. I just absolutely love it. I think it's the perfect everyday foundation, and looking at it now I really miss it. I want to go and buy a new one. Okay, last product product is covered in something that looks like red lipstick. I hope it's red lipstick. I apologise for not having done any close-up shots throughout this video, but nobody wants to see my kind of scrumpled up empty shampoo bottles. I'd be willing to bet that this is my most repurchased makeup item ever, and it's the Origins Plantscription Concealer. I love this product. It's one of my top 5 favourite products ever. I've gone through, I think, I'm going to say upwards of 10 of these now. They do last a really long time. They're just so good, and I've been using it for years and years. It's got such a beautiful coverage. It manages to get rid of my dark circles and then also works really nicely around the face. I think it's quite rare to find a concealer that you can use under your eyes and around your face at the same time. The colour's great for me. This is number 1 light, which I think is the lightest shade that they do. And it's just so beautifully moisturising. It's a really lovely one for kind of slightly drier skins because it has a lot of moisture in it. Not so much that it looks shiny or that it slips around, because a lot of moisturising concealers really do that quite badly. It stays put for a really long time, but it just blurs out any imperfections, any dehydration lines, anything at all on your skin. I love it. I really can't rave about it enough. It's just a brilliant concealer and definitely worth trying out if you haven't already. So that is the bag done, apart from an old receipt, which I'm not sure what it's doing in there. All my empties, I can finally throw them away now. They have been due to be thrown in the bin for such a long time, but that definitely turned into a bit of a raid video. I tend to find I don't really finish up products that I don't like, so I either give them away or throw them away if they're not in a brilliant state. I might try and make this into a kind of empty series, although they'll probably be coming to you maybe twice a year at most, because I really don't go through things a lot. But I should try to use things up, and instead of buying new ones, so maybe I'll make that a bit of a project for myself. But thank you all for watching. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're new, and I will see you all soon. Bye!